Okay, we're all set now.
And there are few people who is asking permission. There is some post to permit. Somebody's trying to come in the Zoom link. Is there any accept it's asking for you?
I have to admit, no, I'm admitting them. Don't worry. I was busy with the YouTube stream.
Oh, somebody
Calm down.
messaged.
You relax. You're getting very worked up. We'll
Okay.
get them in. Don't worry.
Okay.
Because I cannot do two things at the same time. No? So,
Okay.
yes. Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am. The slide is visible.
Yeah. Good evening to all of you. I am Dr. Prithika Chary. I'm the founder of an initiative called Creative Karma. Since it's Diwali season, let me at the outset first wish all of you. I hope you all had a wonderful Diwali. And we all know that Diwali is a time of getting rid of certain bad things in our life and recreating our lives to bring out something new. So let me wish you all first before I start. I want to tell you all a little bit about me, if it's okay with you, because one of the participants asked. Now, I'm going to the gallery view. I want you all to raise your hand if you already know me. How many of you already know me or have attended some session of mine? You need to open your videos, otherwise, we cannot make these judgments. So don't be shy, please open your videos. Yeah, how many of you already know me? Show of hands. Okay, Dr. Subir knows me. If the videos are not open, I cannot make out. Shall we stop the session now itself? Because
Yeah,
I'm not able to,
start the session now.
be comfortable without all you guys opening up your videos. I need your energy. So please show up. Shanmugalakshmi, thank you. Adi, thank you. Nishant, thank you. Jagdish Kumar, thank you. Who else has opened up their video? Joya, thank you. Meghala, thank you. Adi, thank you. Live, love, and laugh, whatever your name is. Thank you. Dr. Selva Kumar, thank you. Okay. Now, how many of you already know me? Let us see, whatever few people are visible. Have you ever attended any of my sessions before? If it's yes, raise your hand. So Joya has, Subir has, Selva Kumar has. So all the rest of you are new. So let me take a few seconds because to tell you who I am. I am basically a neurologist, neurosurgeon. I've been practicing in the city of Chennai for the past 50 years. And I am also a brain health and a resilience coach. So what resilience means is the ability to bounce back, no matter what happens to you in life. So during COVID, I took my coaching initiative, which was there from 1994, which I used to offline workshops on stress management and all that. And I made it online, which for me as a senior citizen was a bit challenging because I had to learn a lot of new stuff in technology. And in spite of that, it was enjoyable and I'm still having a lot of fun learning it and enjoying how to do new things. And let me tell you that when you keep doing new things, learning novel things, your brain loves it. So I am now 77 years old chronologically, but mentally I feel 17 years old. And this is because I'm constantly curious, constantly learning new things. I love knowing more and more about why something happens, what. So I still have the curiosity of a child. See, children keep on saying, why is this happening, Daddy? Why is this happening, Mommy? What is this? What is they keep on asking questions. Sometimes you get fed up with that. But please don't stop asking questions. Try to find out what is making everything around you work, what is making you work. That enthusiasm, that awe, that sense of wonder is very important to keep your brain young. Now, in any classroom or a classroom-like situation, we need to have some basic discipline rules. Okay? So I'm just going to share a little bit of a code of honor on what we should follow during the session so that we all benefit from it maximally. So first and foremost, I told you it would be nice if you have your videos on. And when you have your videos on, it not only motivates me, gives me your energy so that I can remain energetic. So keep your videos on at all times. No eating during the session. Keep a bottle of water near you. Drink sips of water every 15 minutes. Now, I am just recovering from a cough, cold, and fever. So my throat may start giving me a little irritation in the course of the talk. So if you want to help me, you can ask your questions, doubts, everything. Be interactive and active on the chat. And preferably make sure that you have no distractions during the session. So stay focused, stay attentive. So what we are going to do today is, now I'm going to show you this picture and then I'm going to stop the share, and again I want you all to answer. This person is totally unhappy with his or her life. This person has no clue what on earth is happening. They're confused, they're overwhelmed, they're wondering. They don't even know whether they are unhappy or happy. Whereas this person has got full life satisfaction and is very contented. Now, those of you who are feeling that you are not happy with your life, you're not content with your life, you put number 1 in the chat. Those of you who feel that you are confused, you're still not sure what direction to take, put 2. Those of you who feel you have life satisfaction, put 3. So quickly, let's see where you are when we get started. Okay, there are some 3s, 2s, mostly 2s. Okay, good, very good. Thank you for that. There is one person who's 1 is 2.5. Interesting. Very good. So when we want to undergo any kind of change in our lives, the first thing we need to know is where we are now. What is our present status? Is this a satisfactory status or an unsatisfactory status? That is what we just checked. So let us now go into the depths of the session. So, we at Creative Karma, our vision for you to understand better what we are bringing to the world is we want a world where every individual, and especially those in midlife, because many people in midlife are at number 2. They get confused because their health, their wealth, their relationship, everything seems to be very confusing at that stage. We want every individual to embrace their inner strength. We want every individual to know how to transform adversity into opportunity and thrive in spite of the adversity by displaying resilience. Now, this is a skill that doesn't come overnight, which if you develop, you'll find that nothing really bothers you. You get into what is called as a state of equanimity. You're able to take the good and the bad. You're able to stay calm in chaos. You're able to take life as it happens. And life does happen to everybody. So we want a future where mental toughness, brain health helps you to create your own destiny. That's why creative karma, you create your own karma. You unlock your limitless potential because your brain has got limitless potential. But many of us are using less than 10% of that wonderful brain. And get fulfillment in every area, your health, your wealth, your well-being. We have a special formula method called stress fitness. And we use that to create this change. The mission statement it was founded by me in 1994. And we want to foster resilience in people. That's why I call myself a brain health and a resilience coach. So it is to help people to rise above their obstacles, turn adversity into opportunity, and become the best version of themselves. What is the value that we bring to you? We offer a transformative journey. It can empower anyone. And those in midlife who feel that nothing is going to work for them, no program will help them, no mentor will help them, we can help that group particularly and create a life of fulfillment, health, and wealth. By the way, the midlifers are from 40 to 65 and beyond. So our stress fitness approach, what it does is, over the whatever age you are now, bit by bit, it prepares you to be able to handle stress. It's like physical fitness, right? If you are younger age, you start exercising and doing a lot of gym work and all that, you'll find that you're pretty strong. And if you fall physically ill, you recover faster. Likewise, with stress fitness, you will recover faster whenever you have to be facing a challenge or facing some stress in your life. So we give the tools for you to be able to rise above these obstacles and thrive at any age. So the whole thing is about how to be daily for us to be prepared for life's marathon. Remember that life is not a sprint. You don't run fast from one point to another. You have to cover the distance and you have to get to the finish line. And the path can be slow, it can be fast in portions. That is a marathon. So life is a marathon. Good things happen, bad things happen. Sometimes we don't even realize that the year has gone by. Then COVID happens, when everything feels like, oh God, this is the end of the world. So that is life. So what we're trying to tell you is we're preparing you for stress fitness. Now we had been putting this post in our social media. So we sort of thought we'll prime all of you a little bit. This 30 for 30 challenge. Now in this challenge, what you do, dedicate 30 minutes of your day every day for 30 days. Start the journey, you yourself. I'm going to be giving you certain other tips and things. But do something for yourself, something for your health, something for your wealth, something for your relationship, something for your personal growth. These 4 areas, if you work on, you'll find that in 30 days, you've given 900 minutes of your time to this focused and accumulated effort. Try it. Have fun with it. And maybe it's going to change your life. But let me tell you something. If you feel you're not going to change the same habit, same mindset, same result, then this is how you'll be. You'll be having your tongue hanging out. I want this, I want that. But then I'm not going to take any effort. I don't know how to achieve it. I'm just standing here totally confused. But if you get a new mindset and you create new habits, you get new results. But let me tell you that this change and this desire to become a better person is wonderful to have it, but it's not easy. Because what will happen when you get started, you may have a rising trajectory where you are able to get everything is happening. Then a lot of confusion can occur. Anything can happen. And you think, oh my God, what on earth is all this complication? Why am I doing this? This is no use for me. I'm not going to pursue this journey. This very often happens with us with exercise and diet. Many of us have this issue. We start a diet and then suddenly we give up. Then we find something more tempting. Then we try 10 other diets. We get totally confused. Then we sort ourselves out and then we say, okay, I think I got this. But just when you think you're achieving, something can happen to pull you down. And when it pulls you down, many people quit at this area. My this thing advice to you is pause if you want, regroup if you want, recollect and redirect yourself if you want, but don't quit. Because only if you keep persisting, that is what is stress fitness. Only if you persist, you have grit, you have perseverance, you show determination, will you gain mastery. So this is just a basic thing, that the learning curve for anything is like this. When you start riding a bicycle, you fall down so many times. And that is where you are falling down many times. Then you are able to balance and go a little bit. Then again, suddenly what happens? You try to take somebody doubles and you are not able to manage it. Then you learn how to take doubles also, and then you become professional, and then you start riding your cycle, take your hands off and say, hey, hand, no hands and all that, and show off. So life is very similar. Now, before we get started, we are all going to make a commitment to ourselves. I want all of you to sit down like this. After I say so, you close your eyes. Don't close your eyes now. Keep both your hands on your heart. Because I am going to tell you certain statements and affirmations with which we are going to get into the mood of understanding and going through this evening's session. So, can all of you sit down with your hands across your heart? Like this. Okay? Repeat after me. I am the hero of my story. Unmute yourselves. Unmute yourselves and say, I am the hero of my story.
I am the hero
of the hero of my story.
A bold new chapter is on the
A
rise.
bold chapter is on the rise.
I am fully committed
I am
Fully committed
to shifting into the 2.0 version of me.
to shifting into the 2.0 version of me.
version of me.
I'm so excited for what the universe has in store for me.
I'm so
so
excited
what the
universe
universe has in store.
shows me.
I am fully open. Open your hands out like this for receiving
fully
from the
open.
Fully
universe.
open,
Fully open to
receiving the
receive.
universe.
I am successful in everything I do.
I'm successful in everything I do.
I am gifted.
I am gifted.
Gifted.
I am inspired.
I am inspired.
I'm
I am a
inspired.
leader.
Yeah.
I am a high vibe force for good.
I'm a high vibe force for good.
I love myself.
I love myself.
Love
So I
myself.
want all of you to hug yourself. I love myself.
I love myself.
Love myself.
I forgive myself.
I
I
forgive
forgive
myself.
myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, ma'am.
So now what this has done is, it has made you make a commitment to yourself that you're ready to, it has just given you the base to get ready to start bringing about at least a tiny little change today. And let me tell you, we very easily break promises to other people. But if you break a promise to yourself, you don't feel good. You don't feel authentic. So now all of you have made a promise to yourself that you're ready to become a better version than what you were 5 minutes ago. And did you know that the entire human body, every cell in the entire human body becomes completely redundant and only new cells are there every 30 to 45 days? So you're actually in a new body every 45 days. So it's easy for us to get into a new persona or a new identity. So what you're going, all of you have made a promise, not to me, not to someone else, but to yourselves, that you're going to really do what you have promised to yourself. So now version 2.0, we're going to load version 2.0. Now I want all of you to stay until the end because we have some really nice surprise gifts for you when you stay up to the end. So don't miss it. This is all Diwali special gifts for you. So let us get into the body of the session. There are 4 areas that you have to work on if you want to become the new you. You have to make a shift in all these 4 areas. The first is you have to change your identity. You have to become a new person who is more competent, a better version than you were yesterday. When you do that, you will find that you make a mindset shift as well. The things you want, the way you do things, your commitment to action, all of that will change. And when you make the mindset shift, you will give more energy to the action, to whatever you're doing. You will give more energy to that. And when you give more energy to that, your attitude will change. And when your attitude changes, you become somebody who is different and who is more purposeful and a better version of what you were the previous version 1.0. So the first is the identity shift. This is very crucial because many of us need to analyze ourselves, find out how we are, who we are right now. And when the way we think about ourselves will greatly influence our actions. So let us go into how to do that. See, in the old way, we had actions, habits, beliefs, everything saying that that is where the identity will come. But in the new way, your identity is the most important thing. And from the identity, you can create your own stories, your beliefs, your habits, your actions. So the first step is to shift your identity. And when a person is aligned with their identity, when they are whatever they want to be, who they want to become, when they align with their identity, they are more likely to do things which move them to that identity. So they will put more energy into that in order to get into that identity. But when a very important thing happens in the brain, it is called cognitive dissonance. Now, when we are not in alignment, when there's a mismatch, say, I want to have a healthy body, but I eat junk food. I don't exercise. I don't sleep properly. And I'm not very healthy. So there is a mismatch between my habit and my self-identity. And then something called cognitive dissonance arises. That is when you get into that number 2 state, where you're totally confused. No, I don't like this life, but I'm not willing to do anything about it. But I want my life to be better. So this cognitive dissonance is actually a very powerful catalyst. And if it irritates you enough, I'm fed up of being overweight. I'm tired of not sleeping enough. I don't like digestive problems that I have. So this can be a very powerful catalyst for change. And it can stimulate an identity shift into something more meaningful and better and useful. Now, the steps to the identity shift, you need to understand your current identity, where you are now. That is why I asked you in the first slide, are you in a satisfied state? Are you in a confused state? Or do you have enough life satisfaction? Now, many of us actually have not even written our chapter 1. They're still caterpillars. But we keep aspiring and wanting to be like people who are in chapter 8. So as a caterpillar, I aspire that I should be a butterfly. But I forget that I have to write my chapter 1 first. And I should also decide what my chapter 8 should look like. So that is what is where you want to be. So you need to go from where you are now to where you want to be. Now this is called a gap analysis. So if you're like a triangle now and you want to become like a circle, you have to analyze what are the elements which will make that difference. And when we look at the butterfly's life cycle, what we have to understand is this doesn't become this overnight. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes difficulties. It takes suffering. All of these can influence by the time you become from the egg to the butterfly. So understand that in the butterfly's metamorphosis, it's a beautiful analogy because everything, every step is different. We too, in our lives, as we go along in the stages of life, when we are children, we have different choices, different desires, different challenges. Then as adolescents, it changes. But at every level of change, there is an opportunity for us to get something good out of it and make the change a positive one. So when we get into midlife, that is when the chrysalis kind of stage in our life. Now, emerging from the chrysalis is a very painful process for the butterfly, as it is for many of us. Transitioning midlife is very painful sometimes for some people. But if you go through that suffering, if you go through that break open the chrysalis and emerge, you become the beautiful butterfly for the rest of your life. Now, if there's a story, there was an old man and his grandson. They were sitting near a tree, and there was a chrysalis hanging from the leaf of the tree. And the chrysalis was bursting open. The butterfly was emerging. The grandson was very fascinated by this process, but he kept telling his grandfather, and that poor thing is suffering so much, Grandpa. Should I, can we help it? He said, no, just wait. It will come on its own. Just be patient. Then he has to go inside for something. When he comes back, he finds the little boy crying. So he asks the boy, why are you crying? And he says, I tried to help the chrysalis come out of that thing by cutting this thing and trying to open it so it can come out easily. But what has happened is its wings have not developed enough and it's unable to fly. And so it keeps falling down and I think it's going to die. So remember that even in our personal lives, growth happens at its own pace. We need patience. We need dedication. We need perseverance. We need grit. So don't rush things sometimes and allow the universe to give you what it is ready to give you as and when it sees it appropriate. Because when you come out of the chrysalis too soon, your wings may not have developed. And all that struggle and effort becomes a waste. How many of you like that story? Put it in the chat. And are you with me in that? If you're with me, you put W. So when you have the identity shift, we have to do 3 stages. The first stage is you have to know yourself. You have to discover who you are. When you discover who you are, you know what are the layers of your personality and what are the ways in which you as an individual can evolve. Now, self-discovery, okay, I know I have these good qualities, these bad qualities, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. The second step is self-awareness. Now, the self-awareness is probably the most crucial thing because you need to understand yourself. And you have to understand what is your core identity, what is your core belief, what is your core value system, what is your core personality, what is your core habit, what is your core persistence when it comes to doing anything new.
So just put the fan on, Chris.
This will anchor, please mute yourself. This will anchor the development of your new routines. But if you don't have self-awareness, you're not even sure how you're going to change, or you don't know your own identity, you don't know your value system. You are going to find it very, very difficult. For that, we need to sit down quietly from time to time, align our daily actions to the person who we want to become. Now, in our deeper workshops, what we make you do is we ask you to pick a role model. Role models will help you to aspire to who you want to become, because there are a lot of qualities about a role model whom you may admire. Like, for instance, they can be famous people, they can be people in your life, they can be a good teacher, a parent, so a friend, it can be your sister. Anybody can be a role model for you if you like the way they are and you want to become the way they are. Then you are able to blend that your daily actions into copying them. You don't have to recreate the wheel. Sometimes just modeling. In NLP, it's called modeling. When you just mimic, our learning as children is through mirroring. So if you mirror your role model, you're likely to create that aspiration that you are wanting on who you want to become. So what are the steps to identify your identity? You need to actually sit down and brutally look at yourself in the mirror. You have to be brutally critical. You have to say what is good, what is bad, what is possible, what is not possible, what is your strength, what is your weakness. Just identify it, no judgment. Identify it, write it down, list it down. There's no judgment. This is why journaling is very useful. You take a journal and write all this down. Then you understand that at all times, all of us have the chisel of choice. It is you who is 100% responsible for your life. It is you who can always make a choice to do a particular action or not do a particular action. And when it comes to choice, if we have all these true characteristics about us laid out, what we do, we are able to say three things. What are the things that are making me unhappy today, which I want to stop doing? Like the traffic light, red light. What are the things that I want to continue doing, but I want to change and start doing? So that's like the orange light. Then what are the things I'm already doing well, which I can continue doing? So the green light. So the orange light stage is where we are when we are trying to make our choices. Then you have to have the canvas of consistency. In the brain, any habit takes minimum 21 to 66 days to develop. So unless you have daily repetitive action of whatever you want to learn or whatever you want to do, you will not be able to achieve it and make it into autopilot. Also understand that the echo of the environment is very crucial. What does this mean? Who is around you? Are they encouraging people? Are they people who pull you down? Are you in bad company? Are you in an atmosphere where people are always running you down or who are always criticizing you? Your environment is very, very crucial. So surround yourself with people who contribute to your growth, not who pull you down. Now, this is not always possible because sometimes we're thrown into families and situations, workplaces, etc., where we cannot control the whole environment. But what you can do is you can pick people out of that environment who are more supportive and spend more time with them and spend less time with those who are negative or who are what are called as energy vampires. They'll suck you dry, your energy. So you can choose and spend less time with those people. The last is the most important. How do you talk to yourself? What do you think of you? Do you think you're valuable? Do you think that, unless somebody tells me I'm valuable, I don't feel valuable? Do you need external validation? Are you constantly beating yourself up? Are you telling yourself, I'm no good? This is how I want to, no matter how hard I try, I can't do it. I'm too old. I'm too young. I can't get ahead in life. This is what I have to be content with. So how you talk to yourself is very important. So for a seamless transition, we have just taken you through these steps. I'm just roughly repeating it. First, you have to know yourself, understand yourself. Then you have to envision the ideal version of yourself in vivid detail, and there a role model is helpful. Then you start making very, very small, manageable changes on a daily, incremental basis. Surroundings are very important to support your habits. Now, supposing you've decided to go into personal growth, declutter your health, your surroundings, declutter your home, declutter your mind, detox yourself. You are more prepared to go ahead with whatever change you want. Reinforce your new identity. You have decided you're going to be like this. Keep reinforcing your new identity with affirmations. Affirmations, many people think are sometimes mumbo jumbo, and they feel people don't have faith. Some people say, I say affirmation, nothing works. It all depends on how much emotion you put into the affirmation and whether you say the affirmation in a present tense and whether you really take it to heart when you say the affirmation. This is too short a time for us to go into that. In our deeper programs, we take you through how you can create your own affirmations. Then when you're part of a community, like all of you are here today, you will find that you may find somebody in this community at a later stage when you mix with each other more closely, that they may have some traits that you'd like to adopt. And always keep reflecting and adjusting. See, I always recommend what is called as a weekly audit. 1 hour every Sunday, I sit down and see what went well this week, what did not go well this week. So what can I stop doing? What can I continue doing? What can I change the way I did it? So you audit yourself. You audit all kinds of things. Audit how your life has been and make those changes for the following week. So when you get into a reflection river, this is what happens. You write in your journal, what happened? What is going through in my mind? What am I feeling about it? What are the thought patterns that I keep getting into? Some people get into this overthinking. They maximize everything they make a mountain out of a molehill. And can I think about this situation differently? That did not give me a good result. So can I think about it differently? So now what we are going to do is I want you all to look at this picture just for a few seconds. Try to memorize it into your brain. I'll tell you why. Now, this is the new you, or the old you walking towards the new you. This is the new you. Limitless, having everything that you want. Okay? Right. Now, I'm going to take you all through a small visualization. So, all of you, I want you to pause for a few seconds. Think to yourself. This is the present Anthony or the present Adi. So what is where I want to go? How is that Adi? How does that Adi look, behave, talk? Just spend few seconds right now trying to visualize that Adi, your future self. I know you can't do it in too much detail right now. That's okay. Just create one image of yourself the way you want to be, or where you want to go, or how you want to become. Now, all of you sit forward in your chairs. Keep your spine straight. Close your eyes. Keep your hand on your heart. And just focus on your breathing. Take a few deep breaths. So deep breath and exhale. Deep breath and exhale. Deep breath and exhale. Now bring to your mind, you saw that picture. That person was walking and going towards the new you. See yourself as that person was walking towards the new you. See yourself as that face which has no limit, limitless potential, is able to do whatever they want, however they want, whenever they want. Nothing. They are the hero of their own story. There's nothing that can stop them. In that vision, there are no limits, there are no barriers, no obstacles. It is what you can do if you set your mind to do it. Just imagine that this figure which is outside, walking towards that, is leaving that body and going into that new body. Into that version 2.0 of you. Feel it, feel the, and I purposely gave you a very colored image because I want you to bring all those vivid colors into your visualization. Hear the sounds, smell the smells, taste the taste, see the colors, feel that whole thing and say, yes, I've got this. Revel in that person who you want to become. Just be there. And make that man who's going towards it, that's the old you. Make that person disappear. There's nobody. The old you has gone, has disappeared. Only the new you is left. So now step out of that phase and become a full person who is embodying the new 2.0 version of you. And tell yourself, yes, I've got this. Gently open your eyes and tell me in the chat whether you liked it. How do you like that? Because I want you all, you have made an oral commitment. Now you have embodied it into you with a visualization. So actually you have started the process. Though you may have wondered when you came here, that you're just going to get some gyan and go. But no, you have already started the process. Did you all like it? Great. Feeling happy? Good. So I'll show you this picture one more time so that it's imprinted in your head. See, full of ideas, everything is happening around. Right. Now, when you start implementing these daily shifts into your routine, you're going to have a lot of problems. So what you should do is, by now we are clear. We have decided what we want to be, who we want to become. Understand that little actions have significant meanings. And I told you, alter your surroundings to reflect your new identity. See, the old me was messy, used to throw things around, was in a, my very cluttered environment. But the new me is very organized, very, very focused, very driven. So change your surroundings also, because it helps. Don't think it won't make a difference. Your surroundings make a lot of difference. Also socially reinforce with people who embody your identity. See, there may be more than one person who embodies the identities you want. I want to be a well-spoken, like the communication skills of A. I want to have the kindness of B, kindness and compassion, whatever it is. So embody those traits that in the people that you are admiring. Reflective journaling, I've already told you, weekly audit. And remember that, like the butterfly's life cycle, nothing happens overnight. Identity shifts don't happen overnight. You have to be consistent. You have to be repetitive. You have to be patient. And understand that consistency versus intensity. When you start with intensity, this is what most of us do. I showed you in that picture also, one straight line going up. So week 1, everything fired. Then week 2, then week 3, and by week 4, we're off. But consistency is doing a little bit every single week and continuously. Also, when you have to stay true to your new identity, you'll find it's uncomfortable. Because it's something that you don't know, it's new to you, you've not experienced. So accept the discomfort. And just like that caterpillar becoming a chrysalis, becoming a butterfly is a painful, difficult process sometimes. Understand that it can be uncomfortable, but it ultimately will work out. So you have to also cope with setbacks as you go along. And that is where your visualization and affirmation helps you. So running through the steps, first you recognize that you're not happy with what's happening with you. Recognition of dissonance. Then you do an intentional experimentation. You start trying various behaviors with my aspirational identity. Then you integrate micro habits. Then if you have a good group of people around you who will support you, publicly tell them, look here, I'm very committed to this change. Please help me. Reflection, re-evaluation, I've told you. And when setbacks happen, we bounce back. And once you get the identity, have your goals concordant. Blend the identity with the goals. You reach goals that resonate with the new identity. And this can be helped by powerful affirmations. And the journey doesn't stop there. I got this, I became butterfly. I have to keep flying as a butterfly. I have to continue living. No. I can't just stop and say, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm a butterfly. You have to feed yourself. You have to live. You have to lay eggs. All of this has to happen. So continual growth and adaptation is very important. So to maintain your habits, not only are all these consistency, community, all this, like we've already said, the very important thing is celebration. You have to celebrate your little wins, no matter how small. Celebrate your milestones. Appreciate yourself. If nobody else appreciates you, you recognize and appreciate yourself. Give yourself a little reward. One piece of dark chocolate. Fine, that's okay. So your assignment will be for you to write what is a goal you want in the next 1 year in health, wealth, relationship, life satisfaction. Where you are now, where you want to be. Give it a rating of 1 by 10. See, I may be at 7 by 10 now. I may want to go to 9 by 10 or 10 by 10. This is your gap. Then write down 3 constructive habits and 3 detrimental habits that you have in all these 4 areas. That will tell you whether to stop, continue, or start doing. Think of a role model you'd like to mimic. Move from your present identity to their identity. Imagine you are Nelson Mandela. Imagine that if you're thrown into that little box in which he was imprisoned for so long. Imagine how would you have handled it? Would you have had that patience? Would you have had that grit? Maybe not. But at least I can get somewhere near it, no? So visualize, affirm the state, and keep reflecting quietly for 15 minutes. Then write down 3 daily actions you will take to go towards this goal in each of those 4 areas. Remember, your identity is not very tight like a box. It is your self-concept. You're a mother, son, sister, brother, whatever. Your gender, your ethnicity. You're a Hindu, male, born in India, like that. So those are also concepts of your identity. What others think of you, that also frames your identity. What is your own personality and your motivation? So all of these fit together to form your identity. So understand also that we go between this is a circle. We go from no change to minor change. Sometimes we may lapse back into no change. Like that, from a major change, we may lapse back into moderate change, moderate to minor, whatever it is. But transformation will ultimately occur. So we'll be giving you these two things as your bonuses. We'll be giving you a SMART goal setting worksheet and positive affirmation for all areas of your life. You just need to repeat those once or twice every day aloud with your hands on your heart, and you'll find that it opens up all for health, wealth, relationship, and your personal growth. According to Brian Tracy, we have 7 stages: self-knowledge, comparison, when we compare with somebody else who's better than us and we want to mimic them. When we take the bull by the horns and start developing our own personal skills. When we accept certain things around us. Then the planning. There's no point if you don't plan. And then you reach your potential. But step number 7 is you have grown, yourself grow. This is not a stop thing. It is a continuous process. It has time frames. The sky is the limit. We showed you. And if self-growth is high on your list, you will work on it daily. Now we move to the second segment called the agile mindset. Now, before we do that, if there are any quick doubts, please put it in the chat box so that I can rapidly address them. Any comments? Yes, right. Write it down there. Live, love, and laugh. Or you want to tell me? Okay. Because we're going a bit tight on time. But anyway, go ahead. Unmute yourself. And tell us your name.
Monica.
Sorry? I can't hear you.
Monica.
Monica. Okay. Yeah,
Ma'am,
what
my
is your
doubt,
doubt?
we can't visualize good always. Like we can visualize anything. If we listen some song, then we visualize accordingly. So, but you just said
What does it say? I have not understood
visualize,
you.
like you writing in the comments chat.
The Wi-Fi there is not that. It's
Yeah,
getting
it's
stuck.
dicey. We are not getting your voice.
She has
properly.
put a comment in her in the chat
Yeah,
box.
put it in the chat box. That's why I
She's only
told her.
she's put we can't visualize good things always.
No, I'm not telling you to visualize good things always. You can take in the good in every situation. If you look for the good, you'll find good in every situation, no matter how bad. See, I'm a cancer survivor. My cancer grade 3 was diagnosed in a routine health checkup. It was a blow. But I was glad it was not grade 4. I was glad it did not spread. I was glad I could afford treatment. I was glad that as a doctor, I had access to the best treatment. So that's called taking in the good. But that comes only with a lot of training. Your brain has to get trained into thinking like that. And that is what all these things do. I hope that sort of answers your question about junk food and this thing. Again, I told you, it's all a matter of, this is just a very, very short time that we are spending. We do protracted programs going from 14 days to 1 year to 3 months, long programs also we have. So we cannot deal with everything here. But everything requires us first to be motivated to want to do it. And unless you do your self-discovery and your self-awareness, you cannot. Okay? See, when I got the cancer, I evaluated my life. I was 69 years old. So what do I want from my life at this stage? Under these circumstances. So you have to have total clarity. Otherwise, you will be blind. Okay? Now let us go to the next shift that you have to do, which is the mindset shift. So what mindset shift is being cognitively agile, having an agile brain. Agile brain means you can jump from this to that. When you're physically agile, you can jump, no, here and there, you can do a hurdle, you can do all that. So having an agile mindset is very important. So we have loaded version 2.0. We've started making an identity shift. Now we have to make a mindset shift. And let me tell you, your brain is such a wonderful organ. It is capable of physically rewiring itself till the day we die. Now session learn till the day we die. By changing your mindset, there are many processes: gratitude, affirmation, meditation, all these practices, some of the what you undergo when you work with a yoga teacher or a spiritual teacher or a coach or whatever. All of these can physically make more neural connections. Now session learn. Okay. So all of them can make changes in your brain. And the changes are not just in structure. They are in function, they are in chemistry, they are in the electricity, they are in the connectivity of the brain. All of this. And this is called neuroplasticity. Now, what determines the way we carry on with our lives or how the brain works? There are only two things which drive our human behavior. Anything that is rewarding, we move towards. Anything that's threatening, we move away. So we are all wired like that. So when there is a threat in the atmosphere, we have the fight and flight reaction. When the reward is, we get too much gratification out of a reward, etc., we get into addiction. So a habit also can be either a threat or a reward. So this is what really drives human behavior. And when life takes over and it diminishes us, then we get very confused. You become either your worst enemy or you become your greatest ally. But remember, it has to be you. You are 100% responsible. No knight in shining armor is going to come and rescue you. You are totally responsible. You always have a choice on how you're going to deal with whatever is happening. Let me remind you again, same habit, same mindset, same result. New mindset, new habit, new result. Otherwise, you'll be standing like this with your tongue hanging out and wondering, oh my God, what is happening in my life? And it's not easy. There will be an initial feeling of success. You will get a lot of confusion in between. Again, you will get up. Again, you will fall. Again, you'll get up. But this falls and ups and downs, like learning to walk. The baby will fall about 100 times. But because it's a baby, it doesn't give up. Whereas you and I give up. So if you want a new mindset, then you'll get new results. You have to move from what is called as a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Now, what is a fixed mindset? It is a mindset which is static. It does not believe it can change. It avoids challenges. Everything is too hard. It wants reward without taking the trouble for it. Like I heard one affirmation today, which will never work. It says, I attract money without any effort, without having to do any work. That's a stupid affirmation. So ignore, they don't take any suggestion from anybody. They won't take advice. And they're jealous of other people. They neither improve themselves nor support other people. And they're threatened by the success of others. Whereas a growth mindset will, I told you, embrace the discomfort. Believes that you can train your brain. That making an effort is the way to mastery, like I showed you in that picture. And they accept feedback from everybody, the good, the bad, the ugly, and grow from it. And when others are successful, like I said, role models, they get inspired by the success of others. So this is the same thing again, but a little bit, they learn from criticism. Whereas the others, they ignore useful negative feedback. So if you understand the power of the mindset shift, it can change your perception of reality. How you look at things changes. it makes you more confident. It can improve the relationships. And overall, your performance will increase. So decide whether you want to change your mindset or not. But it's not easy. First, you have to understand what is your mind doing. Is it purpose focused or is it comfort focused? 90% of the time it's comfort focused. So I'll avoid this because it makes me uncomfortable. So the reward versus threat. So we look at everything as a threat and we want to stay in our comfort zone. So am I actively seeking to win or seeking to simply not lose? So if you find yourself in a prevention mindset, how can you cultivate a promotion mindset? So what you have to do is your I don't want to has to be reframed as I want to. I can't do it has to become I can do it. And let us take an example that the action is you're skipping a workout versus making your body stronger. So if you have a promotion mindset, you say, I want a stronger, healthier body, and you somehow drive yourself to the gym. If you have a prevention, oh, I don't want to go today, I'll go tomorrow. So eating takeout versus giving my body healthy fuel. Avoiding growth and connection versus cultivating growth and connection. So there you have to decide whether you're in a prevention mindset or a promotion mindset. So to overcome these mental blocks, we do a whole session on limiting beliefs. So identify the belief, challenge the belief, reframe the belief, and take action. We cannot get into this in depth today. And believe in yourself. Understand that all of us go through these phases. First, I don't want to change my habit. I'm in my comfort zone. Then I tell myself, I'm not changing my habit because I can't do it. Then somebody comes and motivates me. When Prithika Chary comes and does a session and tells me, listen, this is good for you. You can do it. Your brain is limitless. You can visualize. Everything in the world can be yours, blah, blah. And then I say, okay, I want to do. But I don't know how I can do. So she gives a few tips on how I can do. But she also tells me it's not easy. It's a long journey. So can she tell me how I can continue my journey? All that we have to find out. Anyway, I'm going to try. She gave me a few pointers, the small daily steps. I can try. Then when you try and start succeeding, you say, I can do it. And when you can do it, you're motivated to keep doing it. And you are able to reach the pinnacle, I did it. So believe in yourself. But remember also that the first step is the biggest step. So after today, if you take the first step, that itself will begin your journey forward. And what are the 5 steps to success? Try again, try once more, try it again tomorrow. Just keep trying until you succeed. So failure is actually your fuel. So don't give up, don't quit, just keep trying. And once you become fearless, your life becomes limitless. Because mindset is everything. And understand your resilience, your individual ability to bounce back depends on your courage, your creativity, your connection, and your bounce feeling, the ability to bounce. So we do separate mindset mastery sessions, which are more prolonged. So what are the core concepts of a resilient mindset? Being aware of everything that I'm doing all the time, being in the moment. The neuroscience behind it, which I've been sharing with you. The ability to have a growth mindset and say, yes, I can bounce back. And understanding that we can lead our own well-being. But what is the difference between a resilient mindset, a fixed mindset, and a growth mindset? The resilient mindset is you have dropped, you have fallen down, you're recovering it, and you're getting back. It's like an injury. You're getting back to normal or even better than normal. A fixed mindset, you haven't got started at all. You're stuck there. Growth mindset is even without falling, I keep growing. If I fall, I bounce back and keep growing. So this is the difference between these 3 mindsets. And you need to understand that. Understand that there is an hierarchy to resilience. Your mindset is only part of it. All of us want our mind, body, soul to be well. We want to belong. The two primary things that a human being requires is safety and security and love and belong. So we want meaning in our lives. We want belonging in our lives. And intentional discomfort actually acts as a catalyst and triggers our behavior to get this. So what is resilience? Managing uncertainties, living purposefully, persistent, selfless, self-sufficient, self-initiated, positive thinking, risk-taking. All of this is being resilient. So you have to personalize the process, that experience to you. You have to make it pervasive. It should occupy your mind and body and thought continuously. And you have to make that behavior permanent so that it is autopilot, that whenever you see a bad thing or face a bad thing, you're able to take in the good, you're able to look for the good, you're able to learn and grow from it. So you need self-awareness, you need self-regulation, you need motivation. You need empathy, you need to understand how other people are feeling. And you need your social skills to get along with other people as well. One of the ways to achieve this very easily is to be in the present. Understand that this second, once it's gone, is gone forever. Nothing you can do will get it back. So focus every moment of your time on what is within your control and let go of what is not in your control. So see what is in your control, your thoughts and actions, what you give your energy to, how you talk to yourself, how you handle challenges, what are your boundaries. And we have these three circles. One is circle of control, where we directly are able to control whatever is happening. Circle of influence, where we don't have control, full control, but we can modify something and create a control of sorts, like my cancer diagnosis. I had no control, and I can't say that there'll be no more cancer, but I can influence how I manage the cancer. Now, circle of concern is things you can't control. So don't ever go there. Just let them go. So please mute yourself. Now we move to the next. Before we go to that,
I think that we have to mute.
yeah, I'll mute it. Yeah. Before we go to the next energy shift. So we have finished our mindset shift. We have finished our identity shift. So anything to be cleared here? Any doubts? Anything you want us to, or we'll move to the energy shift? Respond in the chat, I say. The slides look blurry. Is it looking blurry, Nishan? Uday Kumar has said it looks blurry.
Which slide? There was
No, he says some of the slides.
no, ma'am. It was clear. Maybe
Okay.
when the Wi-Fi is less in some places, their visibility of the screen will be like that.
Okay, fine. So now let's move on with energy shift. Now, whenever you shift your energy, please understand, there will always be a change in the reality. Now, take your own self. In the morning, you got up today, you're very happy. You're going to your workplace or whatever, you go out of the house in a very good mood. Then as you go, let us say you're taking public transport. As you go, you miss your bus. Okay? That knocks your mood down a little bit. Then, when the next bus comes, you don't get a place to board. So there again, you're a little upset and you decide, okay, I will take an auto or an Uber or something and go. Then you resent the fact that your salary is very limited and you can actually afford only a bus fare and you have a bus pass. So it doesn't work out too much, but I have to spend on an auto or an Uber. So by the time you reach your office, what has happened to your energy? It has been disturbed considerably. What was a high energy, beautiful, wonderful feeling has become a much lower level of energy because you're irritated, you're a little angry maybe, you're just disappointed, whatever. So when you go to the office, your reality will be, oh, what a work day. I hope the boss doesn't shout at me. You're in that mood, that attitude. Okay. So understand that a shift in your energy is followed by a change in reality. Now, having said this, supposing I'm feeling down and I'm really irritated when I reach the office, can I change that? Yes, you can. You can make an energy shift from that negative state to a different state. Because, as Albert Einstein says, everything is energy. That's all there is to it. You match the frequency of the reality you want. And you cannot help but get that reality. So if I choose happiness, if I decide, okay, that was a stupid thing that happened this morning, it upset me. Yes, there was a little bit of difficulty, but it's behind me. It's over. So I can reset my mood now and go through the rest of my day happy instead of all the time grumbling and mumbling about that. So this is not philosophy. This is physics. It's a law of nature that if you shift your energy, see, we've got this energy cone. Highest level of energy is the 700 to 1000 and it's enlightenment. The lowest is 20 and it's shame. So if you're in this sphere, you're suffering. If you're here, you're getting by. When you come here, you're in flow. So that's what I said was equanimity. So when you are in flow, it takes time to develop that ability to be in flow. You're able to switch gears. And you say, okay, that's over. What am I fretting about? So understand that when you are in the lower level, you'll be in inaction. When you're in the mid level, you're actually hyperactive. You get angry, you get irritated, you get Then when you get into the more desirable level where most of us like to be and try to be, we have happiness, productivity, peak performance, and we're without stress. But when we go into love, joy, peace, we become enlightened. We are fully aligned and we get extraordinary outcomes. And mind you, all of this is in your control. They've done energy maps of the human body and have shown that emotion has a bodily representation. Also, there are emotional energy centers in the body. We won't go into this. This is too much. It's a busy slide, but doesn't matter. Just understand that sometimes you'll find that when your energy changes, you'll get a pain somewhere, or when you're happy, that pain goes away. There is a representation in the body by the emotion. So there is a vitality, a tone, and attitude scale also. So you can choose whether you want to be in an upward spiral from with all these, the highest joy, knowledge, etc. there, or you want to be in a downward spiral. So that is in your control. You always have a choice. Understand that many of these things are also correlated with our ancient scriptures and the chakras and our aura layers, all beyond the scope of today's workshop. But remember that when you raise the vibration, it's magic. And we really can produce fantastic results. So how can you raise your vibration? Meditation. Gratitude. When you think, live, breathe gratitude, which is what I do. I say thank you about 100 times in the day. There's so many things to say thank you for. When you give, when you help others, when you think your own thoughts, when you spend time in nature, all of these help you to raise your vibration. Body, when you stretch it, when you move it, when you detox it, when you eat plant food, when you breathe consciously. So we teach all of these in our deeper workshops and deeper programs, the longer programs where we are able to give more time to each of these segments. So use your energy wisely. I learned long ago that I only have this much energy to give. So I need to spend it correctly. And miracles will start to happen when you give the energy to your dreams and not to your fears. And like Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows. So see where your focus is. What is your attention focused on? Is it focused on the positive or is it focused on the negative? Really apply a magnifying lens to it and see where your attention is focused. because that is where your energy will go and that is the result that you will get. So what is important? Where is your attention now? The present. So if you are in the present, what is happening right now? The past is what just happened. The future is what might happen. So your body is in the present. So why not have your mind also in the present? If your mind is in the past and your body is in the present, you cannot focus on what's happening in the present. Or if it is too much in the future, you do that when you visualize. But in the visualization, what are you doing? You're bringing the future self to the present so that you can feel it fully. You're not going to the future. The future is being brought to the present. And understand that the brain has got a natural negativity bias. So it's an automatic negative thoughts. All of us have that. They're like little red ants. They keep on biting. I know they're talking about me. I'm going to fail. They blame me for nothing. I didn't do it, but it's not my fault, but they keep on blaming me. So this is all your monkey mind. When you're trying to focus, you'll have 100 things going in your brain. This is the monkey mind. So what we need to do, we need to make the monkey mind into a monk mind. And how do we do that? Focus only on the core issues. Stay in the present. Follow on a long-term vision. We set our vision, set our plan. And in everything you do, try to find some meaning and try to find some emotional satisfaction. So what you need to do is squash those ants, the automatic negative thoughts. But sadly enough, it's easier said than done. So the positive thought patterns are, I can do it, I'm lucky, I'm strong, blah, blah, blah. Negative thought patterns are opposite. We all fall into this thought imbalance. At least we have to lift it up and keep it at level. If not, if this is more, this is at least level. But the ideal ratio is 5:1. So if you have one negative thought, it takes nearly 5 positive, conscious, willful thoughts in order to overcome it. So it's not a good thing to keep continuously thinking negatively, but our brain naturally takes us. It's always easier to look at what won't work versus what will work. And what fuels this and aggravates this? If you're a person who's always complaining, always giving excuses, or if you're always blaming other people. Now, these 3 habits are the red light habits. You have to learn to stop them. There are no excuses. If something didn't happen, it didn't happen. Don't give excuses. Don't justify yourself. And stop complaining about everything in your life. There is so much you're blessed with. Be grateful and don't blame others. So my recommendation is that you get 3 glass jars like this, label them as complaints, excuses, blame. Get a lot of small pebbles or some beads or something like that, or marbles. And every time you make a complaint, put it into the jar. Every time you give an excuse, put it into the jar. This will keep you, it's like an audit. It'll keep you on track and know when you're getting into these 3 bad habits. So we are going to be giving you another bonus called Evaluate Your Physical Health and Fitness Levels. You can gauge where you are using this. Now we come to the last shift, which is the attitude shift. Are you comfortable with who you are? Because if you can change your attitude, you can change your thinking, you can change your behavior. And the 2 are interrelated. It's not what you look at that matters. When you look at something, what is it you see? So your attitude influences your behavior, and your behavior influences your attitude. So understand your competence is not your skills and knowledge alone. Attitude has a huge place to play in your competence. And one of the first steps is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding that something else, it's as it is. Now, what we do is, if we don't accept ourselves, we either sabotage ourselves, self-sabotage, where we don't like ourselves, we beat ourselves in. We have to move into self-love. We have to learn to love ourselves, forgive ourselves. That's why I made you all hug yourself in the beginning. to accept that you love yourself. You know, you may not be as perfect. There's no thing, perfection's a myth. There's no such thing as perfection. But you can be your best you. And nothing and nobody can be better than your best. So love yourselves, nourish yourselves, nurture yourselves. Also accept others as they are. Accept situations as they are. I can accept the present moment exactly as it is. It's possible for me to accept what happened and still be happy. I will survive. It feels painful right now, but I will survive. It's possible for me to feel anxious, but somehow I can handle the situation. I just have to stay rational, then I can solve it. And if I just fight off these negative emotions, I can become positive. So positivity is important. Optimism is important. Taking in the good is important. And passion and purpose. Passion is that fuel that makes you want to become what you are, the purpose. So I want to do this because it keeps me going when things are boring, difficult. Passion is what keeps you moving in the direction you want to go. What is the difference between passion and purpose? You can have multiple passions, but you should have only one purpose. My purpose is to become so-and-so. My purpose in life is I am a contributor. A person or a place should be better just because I pass through and touch their life. That's it. That is my purpose. In whatever field, whatever work I do. I have multiple passions. Yes, I'm an amateur photographer. I do my doctoring. I do so many things. My passion is my what, but the purpose is my why. So you need to get that straight. And gratitude is the best attitude because your brain actually rewires. Look at that rewiring. That can happen by just saying 3 things which you're grateful for every day for 21 days. I am saying go one step further. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning. Then throughout the day, there are so many things. Count your blessings. Be grateful. Be thankful. Say thank you, God. Thank you, God. And remember that if your behavior has to become automatic, you have to, the number of repetitions is what creates the habit. So if you just listen to this, do once and go, it's not going to work. And when you do that, neuroplasticity comes, your chemical change, structural change, functional change. All of this happens. And what happens? You've got all these 4 now in alignment. And you're going to love the new you. This is you, version 2.0. With the new identity, the new mindset, the new decided where you are going to put your energy and the fresh attitude. But you may ask, I'm here now. So if I put in this much effort, is this enough? Yes, if you put in this much effort, you will probably learn to thrive. You are now surviving. You will move to thrive. Then you may say, okay, I'll do a little more. How about this? That's good. So you move from thriving to being good. But how about this? When you put in all this effort, it's great. How about this? Going beyond this. When you keep on doing it and go beyond this, then you become your best. So understand that the stages of behavior change are when you're unaware of the problem, you become aware of the problem, create the desired behavior change, prepare yourself to take action, practice the desired behavior, then maintain it. So, what all parts of the brain will change? Our brain has evolved through 3 phases. One is the survival brain, that's your fight and flight. We've got the relational brain or the emotional brain and the cognitive brain. All of this will improve. You have a head brain, you have a heart brain, you have a gut brain. All of these brains will also function well. So what's going to happen? You'll not get a heart attack. You will not get a stroke. Your gut will perfectly, your digestion will be great. Then we have the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, and the autonomic nervous system. All of these will be humming in synchrony with each other and doing their jobs well. Now there is an area called psycho-endo-neuroimmunology. The psycho is your thoughts and emotion. Endo is how it influences the hormones. Neuro is how it influences the nervous system. And all of these can influence your immune system. So when you achieve all of this, you will not fall sick, either mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or physically. And isn't that a goal worthwhile? So we are going to give you a stress management toolkit as part of our bonuses for you. So I hope you enjoy all of these things, because what we're trying to do is get what's out of alignment into alignment. And these are powerful. I suggest all of you take a screenshot of this. There is one affirmation for each of these functions: gratitude, raising your vibration, to be in flow, wealth, health, etc. So just take a screenshot of this. We're not sharing this. And understand that many of us are probably at the mountain of success. But what happens around midlife? Only we get into this purpose, denial, resignation. Is this all there is to life? We start thinking all this and start worrying. Yes, there is a mountain of significance. What is mountain of significance? When what you do, what you live impacts humanity. When you have meaning, you have purpose in your life, they're able to leave a legacy behind you. You're consciously aware of what you're doing. You're living a very conscious life. You're living a very relaxed life. You're emotionally free. Your time is free. You're not bound by all this material gain, social status. All that's right up to a point. But what we need to end our lives with should be significance. So, success versus significance. There is the famous story of a journalist who went to a war zone and he photographed a young starving girl, and he put that photo published it in some top magazines. And he saw that girl, but he just ignored anything else. He just took the photo and he was more engrossed in the photo than in doing anything to help that child. And that got him his Pulitzer Prize. But when he went for the prize ceremony, he was not happy because he felt he had got success, but he had not had significance. He did not impact that child's life. He did not help her. She was a small child, starving. Least he could have done is given her a meal. And this guilt troubled him so much that in a few years, he became totally depressed and committed suicide. So decide whether your story is going to be just success or significance as well. With this, for your presence here today, I want to thank you for making my event even more special and memorable. I'm giving all of you who stayed till the end another surprise gift. Every morning, Monday to Friday, 7:30 to 8, we do what we call as the Resilience Ripple Huddle. Here we do little meditation, we discuss positive things. It's to kickstart your day with positivity, purpose, and passion. So I'm giving you all the meeting ID and the passcode. Please note it down. You can all join from Monday to this Friday free. Otherwise, it is 2,000 rupees a month. So come and taste what Resilience Ripple Huddle is like. Come and meet the people who've been doing it and come and enjoy this. Let me have the satisfaction of touching your life through the Resilience Ripple Huddle. So this is the meeting ID 815-3165-5023. The passcode is all caps RRH. And we'll be doing from the 4th something called the 14-day challenge, how to become a mindset warrior. This will be the agenda. And there is a guest speaker who we will be having, who's going to talk about what the body speaks about the mind. I think she's still here. She's joined us today. And the next step about the 14-day challenge, Nishant will just tell you a little details. For those of you who want to go to from that little mountain of thriving, you have not yet reached the thrive. You're just from survival. You have realized awareness. So if you want to start thriving, you can do the 14-day challenge. He will tell you more about it. So Nishant, are you co-host?
Yes, I will share my screen.
Quickly tell them. And if you have any doubts, comments on this thing, please put it in the chat box. I will note it and answer them.
I need to get the hosting, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what I asked you. Are you already host? You said yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Got
Now
it?
yes, ma'am, I'm able to see.
So he'll explain to you what this 14-day challenge is about. Please give me your feedback. If there's something more I can improve in the session.
Okay. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
One second. I'm going to share it. There's some.
I want everybody to be fully empowered to be able to live their best lives.
Okay, this is next step, because whatever Prithika ma'am has shared today, it is just information and few tips. But we all know that unless we implement it every day, we will not be able to see the change. So this is why we need a challenge. Otherwise, it is just something that we can forget. Tomorrow morning, out of whatever Prithika ma'am has spoken till now, only 10% will stick in our head. So that is why Prithika ma'am thought we will have a challenge so that we can see a progress from whatever foundation you have got today. So the first thing is you have seen this particular poster and you joined. When you joined, something came in your mind. Okay, there is someone who is able to help us with guiding us to get to the next or the better version of who we can be. So this is the week 1 and the week 2. There are two things, week 1 and week 2. I'm not going into it very in detail, but the reason why we have these 14-day challenges, it is a sequence. Someone here told that the negative thoughts are coming. So it is not something that we can immediately make a quick shift. We have become aware of something. We have recognized it. Now we should do something about, means there are stages. First, you have to understand who you are, and then you have to understand your habits. That is the day 2. Then living in the present. What it is not just information to live in the present. We just have to be aware that we are accepting this moment. We are able to adapt. So that is why day 3 is important. There is a lot of input she will be providing you, and then you need to have a goal to see which direction you have to be moving. And in the process, you will find a lot of limitations. Our mind. Even for me, I have a goal, means I will feel like, okay, there is this problem, I can't do it. So Prithika ma'am has highlighted, see, your thinking is like this. So though my name is Nishant and I'm working for Prithika ma'am within her team, Creative Karma. But sometimes when I speak with her, she will identify where I am making these mindset issues, where I have these mindset issues. She will recognize for me and highlight that. I found it very useful. That is because I have the limiting beliefs. So that is the day 5. Day 6, we need to have more clarity, which gives us the confidence to take to the next step. Then we have to reflect. Day 7 is celebration and reflect for that particular week. The next is week 2, where again we go through a series of process. So all these process, we cannot jump from one thing to another. We need to go through a sequence. So every stage, we also need someone we are accountable. So we have to complete this challenge. We have already started. So someone is there to ask us, someone we can let them know. So in this way, we will be able to see our own progress in the first week itself. And then again, in the second week, you will see the necessary changes that you aspire for. So in the day 14, you will have, you will come to know that how much you have progressed from the day 1 and from this particular webinar. Even in this webinar, if you have seen, from the time it started till now, though it has been taken 1.5 hours time, you would have got a lot of input. But this input will just be forgotten if we don't recollect and implement. So now this challenge is for all those people who registered that day, who felt that in that moment that I have some limitation. I want to go beyond the limitation. I want to be more resilient. Many times things can put us down. We need to have a growth mindset. Oh, I can't do it. I feel only it's possible for somebody. These are all These all have limited me also. So the moment we become aware, and even I have got a lot of support and guidance. And the other thing is cultivating the habits that align with your future aspired you. Ma'am showed a presentation where the visualization process, we saw our better version. Now we need to have those practices and habits that takes us there. So these are the 3 things. If any of you feel that you have to deal with these things, then this challenge is for you. This is what, and you also get the necessary support, guidance, and tips and techniques throughout the process. And what you'll get from the 14-day challenge, it is a 1-hour session. Every session is well structured, and it is worth around 1,000 rupees. And you also get a ebook, Unlock Your Limitless Mindset. It's worth 1,500. So one session, every session you will have Q&As also, so that anytime you implemented something, 3 days later that motivation is not there, or you feel like you want to speed up anywhere, you can every day we'll have a Q&A session where Prithika ma'am will be seeing you how she can help you in implementing the challenge effectively. So these are the 3 things. And if you see, there is every session is 1,000 rupees, means for 14 days it should be 14,000, and you're getting an ebook. But we are not. This session is not 15,500. Prithika ma'am is offering you at just rupees 1,000, and she will be sharing the link with you. And for this 999 for 14 days, which is 140 rupees per day, it is not the value that you're paying actually. It is the commitment that you show, where every day you're seeing some progress. Every day there is some step where after the 7th or 12th day, you might be demotivated. Even there, you'll be able to see what you can get to continue and sustain even after the 14 days. So these are the things Prithika ma'am is offering, and with her guidance, definitely you will be able to see a beginning of the lifelong transformation. So these are those things I wanted to share with you. And if you might ask, why to choose Prithika ma'am? Prithika ma'am brings a lot of expertise, not only from her neurology and neurosurgeon point of view, but also she has been trained a lot of people on mindset shift. And then there is a lot of support she gives when it comes to mental clarity, focus, and resilience. And with Prithika ma'am, you're not just getting a teacher, you're getting a mentor who provides hand-holding support, accountability, and guidance every step. Wherever you need, even today she asked, many of us did not ask questions, but wherever if we ask questions, she will respond to that as however it is required. So I'm just showing the previous agenda, which I have already shown, day 1, day 2, and that's it. So it's up to you now, and now we will share the link in the.
The link is in the chat box.
Okay.
And I want to introduce our guest speaker who has actually joined us today. She'll be taking one of the sessions in the 14-day challenge. Bhavya? Now, how do I don't know how do I get to you? Nishant, you know how to spotlight her?
First, I will remove, I think I have to
Hosting
remove.
is with you, so you can multi-speaker, something you can put.
1 second.
Okay. Right. You give me the hosting back.
Yes, I'm trying to do that. Here it is.
I'm still, struggling with technology a little bit. Okay, so I don't know how to spotlight. I don't know how to put people in. Yeah,
That's okay. I'm
breakout
happy to
rooms.
help.
Yeah,
if you
start
find-
talking, Bhavya, while we sort this out.
Now I made you host, ma'am.
No problem.
The timing of everyday session, somebody has asked, is in the evening, 6:30 to 7:30, Monday to Saturday. And on Sunday, it is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So that you guys don't, and we purposely have planned it as short 1-hour sessions. Only on the day Bhavya is coming, which is, I think, day 30, it will go on till 8 o'clock. Right. Okay, go ahead, Bhavya.
Hello, everybody. If you can see me and hear me, can you give me a thumbs up real quick? Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Nishant. Thank you, Henrietta. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you so much for having me here, Dr. Prithika. This was such a great session, great refresher for me as well. How many of you found so much value from today's session? Give me a raise of hands. Yes? Awesome. Wonderful. So yeah, I'm Bhavya. I'm a mind-body coach. I'm the founder of Atomic Heart Academy. Prithika and I got to connect a couple of weeks ago, and I think we had a really lovely exchange. And I'm really happy to be bringing you the session on the 15th. I think you will find so much value in it, should you choose to take the 14-day challenge. So I'm really excited to bring that information to you about what your body speaks about your mind. Today we covered, I think, a whole lot of things. We will be diving specifically into the body a little bit more, and how all the different brains that Dr. Prithika spoke about today, we will maybe be touching on those a little bit as well. So lovely to be here. Dr. Prithika?
So this is just to let you know that into our sessions, we periodically bring in guest speakers also. And you'll never know that in the middle of some of the other days' programs, if there is a suitable person, I may suddenly bring that as a surprise. I love getting surprises and I love giving surprises. So looking forward to please join us in our Resilience Ripple Huddle. There are some people here who have already been doing the huddle. Aisha is here. Then who else? I think Selva Kumar has attended. Many of them.
I think Joy has joined as well.
Joy has. Yeah. So the huddle, there are a lot of it's nice in the morning, because I also feel very good when I do it. Every morning, 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. And sometimes it helps you to bridge that little morning routine which you are, lazing about. Because if we do a little affirmation, a little meditation, a little, movement, little laughter. So actually, the idea is to have fun while you do good things to yourself. So my profound thanks to every single person who has attended this session. You really made my day meaningful. I hope I have been able to do the same for you. And I'm looking forward to meeting as many of you as possible in the 14-day challenge. You will find it quite mind-boggling. It will transform you. It will. We've had this in the previous, I think Maniha she's left. She was there in our previous 14-day challenge. I think you two were there, no, Aisha? 5-day or 14-day you were? I think you were in the 5-day challenge. So you'll really, you'll enjoy it, because I bring the neuroscience into it. And what the neuroscience I'm bringing into it is cutting edge. And I'm a scientist. I'm a neurologist. So you're not hearing it from somebody who's got a business background or an MBA or something. All these people are also today reading up about the brain and bringing the neuroscience into their presentations. But I have been treating people with neurological problems for the past 50 years. And I think that rare combination of being a coach, being able to communicate it in simple terms, bringing neurology in simple terms is very tough for me. Let me tell you that. But I think I don't scare you. So just the right amount, a little bit of a dose. That's it. Okay? So thanks, everyone.
Ma'am, again, somebody's asking the schedule for the 14-day
14-day challenge.
6:30 to 7:30 every evening, Monday to Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m. on Sunday alone.
Afshin.
So there are 2 Sundays.
क्या Afshin? तक है ना Afshin?
Is that all right? Anybody else has any other questions on this?
Ma'am, 14-day challenge link, ma'am. Payment link.
It's there in the chat box.
Again, I will paste it.
WhatsApp.
No, it's in the don't WhatsApp. Take it, copy it here from
Yes,
here.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Just now I have
It's in
shared.
the chat. But we'll put it in the community also, 10X community. You're a member there. By the way, we have a WhatsApp group, a WhatsApp community. If you're already not joined, please join that, because we'll periodically giving you updates about what we do and how it goes and all that. Did you get it, Aisha? Are you all right with that? Did you copy it? It's in the chat.
This,
Never
this
mind, we'll send it to you. Don't worry.
okay.
Because she's been attending many of our programs. It's okay. Okay, good night. Have a lovely Sunday tomorrow. Rest up. Today you did a little bit of hard work. Adi says, I did not get any link to join the WhatsApp community. Why don't you put that also here?
Okay, yeah, I will do that.
Put that in the chat. So those who haven't joined. We'll send the schedule in the group also. We'll do all that. We'll put it here and there. And thank you, Nishan.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. The session was also very good. A lot of value message to get.
Yeah, I have to stop this YouTube streaming.